Here is Dr. Ken Harris.
Really? That's a jam, You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I got people all in the studio, people running around, talking and making noise and interrupting and all that the way it should be. Because I've been here since 11 o'clock, 11:30. Been rolling ever since. Hung out on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. He's on assignment, so I was hanging out with Tori and Kyle, Cherie, and Noni. So it was pretty interesting. It was a little different for me, though. It was a little different. It was a change. And, change is interesting. I mean, I believe people see change in other people, yet they don't see change in themselves. And so I get it. I mean, we all have blind spots. I think I've said it before that when I interact with somebody, like I'm talking to DZ, right? There are actually 6 identities in the conversation. I mean, like for me and him, it's like 6 people. So for me, it's who I think I am, who the other person sees me as, and then who I really am. And if 2 people talking to each other, that's 6. But then you got to think about it. You add the other person, that's 6 identities or 6 personalities in a conversation. And we wonder why people don't understand each other politically, religiously, all sorts of things, right? Yet I know people who constantly think that they need a new identity or a new life, new way of living. Basically, they think they have to change their identity. And the issue is when we create this, what can we call it? This new identity or new life, new way of living, new place we live, new anything, we forget one key component. Like, for instance, give an example. When cops retire, right? They go visit somewhere because they want to move to a new place. And when they go to the new place, they seek out the cops that are there. Hey, how's it going? Wow, this place looks really great. But the problem is, when you move to a new area, you don't know who the criminals are. So I find it interesting that cops always move to another place in the country, not because they like it, but they don't know who the criminals are. So when we move jobs and cities and relationships and take our greatness, right? We take all that, our greatness, our power, our prestige, our idiosyncrasies, our negative traits, our poor judgment, and our faults. It's like putting new wine in old jugs. I mean, eventually it takes on the characteristics of the jug and it starts to oxidize. Too much oxygen, sort of like our lives. I figured out people are the same everywhere. So if you're moving to a new place, like figuratively or literally, because of a new start or a new way of life or a new location, to find yourself, remember this. To know yourself is to respect other people. Because then you do for them what you want done for you. To know yourself is to respect differences, so that just because people are different doesn't mean they're more or less than you. To know yourself is to respect growth, not just in yourself, but in other people. And to know yourself is to respect another person's life, not to just tolerate it. And then to know yourself is to actually respect change. So if you're trying to change who you are, so you can get what you want, you should probably start with your identity. But then you got to remember what George Brown Tyndale said. To change is not necessary to lose one's identity. To change sometimes is to find it.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
If you love jazz and are looking for a